Thanks, Karen. Did you hear that too?
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
But that wasn't Karen. It was Bev, wasn't it?
Beth, is that Mundeline's AI? Beth?
Yeah, Mundeline's AI. Well, I don't know if we ever established if it was Beth with a TH or Bev, like short for Beverly.
Beverly is more of Mundeline's vibe.
Beverly is definitely more Mundeline's vibe.
Bev, very much like
And
kind
we also
of.
never determined if it was AI or if it was real.
That's the great mystery. That is actually one of the great Mundeline mysteries. I I don't know where the voice came from. I don't know if Caleb actually. Yeah, that's the thing because we
The
never
mystery,
met Bev or Beth or whoever, and
the mystery of Mundeline.
the mystery.
Wow. It's so good to be back. Episode 3 of the Team OLA podcast. And we're
What?
starting as cryptic as always. It's just a large game of guess what's in Conrad and Bailey's mind. If you don't know who Beth or what Bev is, uh Mundeline is on the cutting edge of pastoral development. They are having us run uh simulations. So we have actors come in who pretend to be people in crisis, and then we minister to them as a priest would. But at some point of this encounter, this simulation, there's a voice that comes in. It's like, Father, your next appointment is in 3 minutes, which is like, all right, wrap this up. It's time for you to be evaluated on it. And we've never determined if the voice is real or if it's AI or what the name of the person is. But there it is. It's either Beth or Bev. And
Beverly, Beverly Hills. Guess what? Guess what day it is, Bailey?
what day is it? Wednesday,
It is. It
it's
is. It is
Thursday.
a Thursday, my dudes. It is
Thursday of the second week of Easter.
second week of Easter. Happy Easter to everyone. We
Did
are
we did
outside of
we record
resurrection
it
now.
all during Lent?
Yeah, we did. During I
Right?
went to yeah, dude. I was at the
Oh,
at your
that's right. It was.
undisclosed location. I remember it distinctly because I no one will ever forget that purple coat that Father Ganello was wearing for adoration. That's for sure.
Purple coat.
Yikes!
Oh
That
yeah,
was,
we were praying the stations. I remember that.
that was a sweet purple coat.
It
That's all.
was it was First Friday too.
Yeah, there you go.
Everyone and their mother was there. It was awesome.
That's yeah, 8,000 ultra shirts. So it is April 11th, which means we are 185 days
Oh
out
my gosh.
of your marathon. I did the math and well, Google did the math for me. And I think we're at 26 weeks, a little over 26 weeks out from the Chicago
That
Marathon.
sounds right.
If you really wanted to right now, you could from now until the Chicago Marathon, starting this weekend, if you never run before, you've never run a marathon ever, you've never run more than you've never walked more than half a mile in your life, you can run 1 mile this weekend and then just start increasing it a mile every week until the Chicago Marathon.
Yeah, and then the week before the Chicago Marathon, you could run 25 miles and just destroy your taper.
Yeah, yeah, don't even taper. You're just the marathon is actually just part of your training. It's just a cap off.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. People who have never run a marathon are like, what is happening right now? Yeah, we gotta spend some time and talk about the taper at some point. But
Exactly.
yeah, that feels right. I think it's in my phone calendar. I think I'm gonna start getting dialed in 24 weeks out. Uh
It's in your calendar. Holy smokes. It's already in Bailey's calendar. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
I'm so
But
type B that I was like, someone asked me this other day. They're like, so when are you going to start training for the marathon? And I was like, I don't know, maybe like end of May, maybe like mid-June. I don't really feel like it.
yeah, I think 29th of April is officially 24 weeks out. So I think I'm gonna try to get in speedy half shape. I'll go 12 weeks, 12 weeks. So I'll get in speedy half shape for 12 weeks from nothing because I've been not running as much as I had
Yeah,
hoped.
what if to get, because there's that aerobic base idea, right? Which I haven't studied much.
This is
Uh,
the what?
the idea of like building an aerobic base or whatever.
Oh, all of this aerobic based stuff.
What if I'm thinking like, what if for like the month of May, for like a month from like, well, all of May and then mid-June or 2 or 3 weeks into June, for my long runs, I'm just gonna run like 13, 14 miles each long run, maybe 15 miles, but super slow, like
Super
really
slow.
chill, like really chill. Not trying to exert, not trying to break any times, not going for any times. I'm just running. I'm just running.
Yeah.
So
Math 180. You're just gonna become Nick Bear.
does he do aerobic based stuff? Does he just run mindlessly?
He does that a lot, but I mean, then he goes and rips. But he just like he runs as whatever, extending his base, but he doesn't get above. He won't let his average heart rate get above 180 minus your age. So
So
like 155 or six.
he's cold blooded though. He's got the sheesh.
Yeah, he's
No, he
he's stone
really,
cold.
he's stone cold. I'm not.
Uh,
Anyway,
anyway, it's Easter.
dude, happy Easter. We
Happy
haven't even
Easter.
really caught up since Easter because
I
seminarians are
know.
so busy, which is you're the biggest lie, right? I mean, can you just talk about this for a second? Like, they're like, oh, you must be so busy during the Triduum. And I'm like, no, the parish is closed, the school's out, the office is closed. All I do is like read and pray until the mass. I mean,
Yeah,
there's nothing else to do. I mean, I run, which I did. So
yeah. I think they're just dense liturgies. I was talking to Father Connor at some point, not Danstrom, different Connor. But he was saying that an hour-long mass is more tiring than an hour in the box, like in the confessional box. He just says like it's heavier, it's weightier to offer up the sacrifices on behalf of all of the parishioners and everyone in his territory than it is to like continually watch people get delivered, you know?
I think that makes
So
sense.
maybe it's that. It's like the sacrifices become weightier and heavier uh during those holy days.
Yeah. And I think that's cool. It's like providential that like business and stuff kind of falls on the wayside. So I hope priests take the time to just like chill out and pray. That's what I did.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know else really do. So in
One
terms of
of
business,
one of the focus guys here was he was saying he's like, oh, it makes sense that people emphasize prayer because it's all one liturgy, like Good Friday, sorry, Holy from the Mass of the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper on Holy Thursday to the end of Easter Vigil. Like there's no new sign of the cross, there's no final blessing. He's like, yeah, you never leave really the liturgy. So it makes sense that like you're always praying. You should always be kind of in a more contemplative, silent mood. But
dude, sleepover. Can you imagine sleepover, focus sleepover Triduum party.
middle school lock-in.
What's up? You Triduum middle school. That'd be chaos.
That'd be kind of hype though.
Dude, knowing the middle schoolers in my school, I wouldn't trust any of these kids to sleep. It would be like jail. I'd like lock them in a, no, I
The
can't say
Stanford prisons.
that. Is that later? I'd have to like guard them. We'd have to have like security guards outside their doors, make sure they're not sneaking out or lighting fires in their rooms.
Yeah, that's why it's lock-in.
Yeah, lock them in.
Lock
Pray
them
to
in.
chapel. You have one choice. Either go to sleep or go to God.
Those are your options.
Yeah, it's true though. You never leave the liturgy. That'd be cool because then you're just like, dude, you're just following Jesus on the road, and
Yeah,
then after all is said and done, you wake up to the grand silence of Holy Saturday. A strange thing is happening here.
dude, a strange thing is happening. If you haven't read, to Google Office of Readings, second reading, Holy Saturday. It's from an ancient homily.
Hmm.
It's hype.
It's by Origin. Everyone knows. Come on, dude. It's Origin that wrote that.
They they just couldn't give him credit. They're like people would be clamoring to make him a saint if if everyone knew it was Origin.
Oh man.
Origin isn't a doctor of the church.
Ooh, controversial thesis right there. Ripping it open, aren't you?
He
I
is
think
or he is
some
not.
would,
I
some people
don't
would
know.
venerate him. I think some people would venerate him as well. So, I mean, technically speaking, in terms of like, because the doctor of the church is like an official title, right? That people have, that saints
Yeah.
have. So, technically speaking, because he's not a canonized saint, neither is he a doctor of the church in that sense. But people would still, I
Call
think,
him
it's
a
pretty,
father of the church.
yeah, I think it's pretty. Oh, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew here, but I would say most. I won't say that. People seem to hold him as like a father of the church.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that means, a father of the church is just like one of the people who lived in the early periods of the church who were relatively close to the apostles or their direct successors. And so they knew the Lord very well. And they're holy men who were the first theologians, really, who have laid down the foundation and traditions from which
They
we have
laid down
followed.
the aerobic base
Dude, they're the aerobic base of the church.
of the
That's a
church.
really good analogy. I'm gonna use that.
Full
Dude,
circle.
church fathers, aerobic base of the church. Love to see it.
Yeah. Well, in the grand scale of endurance athletes,
Mm. Run so
I
as to
think
win.
I think that Easter requires more perseverance than Lent.
Really? Wait, what does that
Yeah.
mean?
That's my
So I
hot
don't
take
just,
that was stolen from Father Bryce Evans.
all right, you have to explain this.
He says it's easier for us to continue to mortify ourselves and to endure in suffering than it is to celebrate well for 50 days and not let the celebration grow stale.
Okay, there's a lot to that. So I think I can agree right off the bat with not letting the celebration go. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a heathen because daily I'm like, oh, it's Easter. I'm just gonna smack a cup of ice cream real quick. Or like yesterday, I had a major craving for it's called a taco in a bag, where I just get like a bag of hot Cheetos, fries, chips, pour queso on top of it. That's been microwaved, and then kind of mix it up in there. And that's like junk food at its finest.
That's what you call nachos in a bag?
Or taco, it's a called a taco in a bag. I don't know.
A taco in a bag that's just hot Cheetos and Tostitos queso?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's delicious. I love it.
I
And
mean,
so,
it sounds tasty.
and the excuse is like I can just pound like an entire party-sized bag of hot Cheetos fries with
Dude,
Cheetos queso.
hot Cheeto fries, they get crazy.
They're crazy. And so, but it's just like, I don't know. For me, I think I give myself too much license to just go ham because it's celebration mode.
Mm,
Which, yeah, I think in the long run, that does pay off into this celebrate. What am I celebrating? This isn't all that. You still have to, yeah, you still have to taper the celebration. Otherwise, it just becomes kind of like, what am I doing this for?
yeah.
I don't know.
And and you have to do like temper what I call the great Lenten dubia. I don't know if we've talked about this,
No, this sounds really
but
fascinating.
like every
Dude,
seminary formator, every priest, like preaches about how in Lent we give up good things for the sake of something better. Like we give up media or television or movies, for the sake of having more time for silence and prayer. Like we give up, more secular music to listen to music that elevates the soul to God. We give
yeah.
up sweets so that others can experience, or so that we can experience more deeply the sweetness of the Eucharist.
Hmm.
And then
That was last time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember this.
but then Easter rolls around and everyone's like, hey, let me, run back to my social media, to my chocolate,
The
to my,
Black Fox of Egypt.
yeah, with renewed vigor. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't scrolled on Instagram for the last, 6 weeks. Time to do nothing but that.
I had
So
that thought today with Tim and Elite. I was like, wow, there are 5 videos I missed. Therefore, I must sit down and watch 2 hours of Tim and Elite.
yeah, exactly. The great Lenten dubia. So yeah, so I mean, we don't want to do that, but we also want to we want to celebrate well. So I don't know. If only the virtuous medium was like super easy to attain, if yeah, if cultivating virtue is easy, then
And
sinners would do it.
then everyone, then it'd be boring, I
Yeah,
think.
if winning was easy, losers would do it.
If running a marathon was easy, then everyone could do it. But clearly not, as we talked about in the first podcast.
Yeah, speaking of cultivating virtue, man, I'm gonna have to answer to St. Peter for the words that I spoke.
Oh, by the way, so this weekend, shout out tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, Saturday, Milwaukee Marathon,
Oh, no way.
which I was gonna run, but my best friend, one of my best friends is getting married on Saturday. So
Nice.
shout out to him and his wife. And so Father Bobby, who is part of our marathon team, and amongst other people, I can't name them all off here, but shout out to you all if you're running the Milwaukee Marathon. Father Bobby one day, I think it was like a month ago, he just hit me up. I mean, I keep up with him pretty frequently, but he was just like, "Do you want to run like 18 miles with me?" And I had not been long distance running. I've been running, but I hadn't been long distance running. And I was like, I don't know about that. And he's just like, it'll be a chill pace. It'll be like a 9:30, 10, right? Which in my standards, yes, is chill for me. So like, okay. And then he just like, so I meet up with him and he just goes, it really is really the reason why I asked you was because you're like one of the few people that are like crazy enough to just say yes to an 18-mile run out of the blue.
Hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I guess I have nothing better to do with my life. So we spent like that entire day running through the hood from St. Leonard's in the west side through North Lawndale, which is the hood,
They're running
to
through the six.
St. Alphonsus, 18 miles. And it was terrible. I was like in pain, even though it was a 10-minute pace. It was
Yeah.
like, it was rough. Yeah.
Did you
So,
have your you
yeah,
get your booze? You
dude,
didn't have your Mortons.
I
That's the
had
thing.
I had the Mortons. I
You
think
did?
I had two. Yeah, I have Mortons. I've been using Mortons. They're so good. Please buy Mortons. Feed their business. I don't know where they make this stuff, how they make it. I don't know if it's ethically sourced, but it is so good. It's so good.
The most impressive business pitch I've ever seen in my life. We were at the expo last year and we were trying this. It just looked black and sleek. It looked clerical. It was like a clerical, and I was
It
just in a
looked
mood.
black and sleek.
I was not feeling socially conservative.
No, you were a social butterfly. You were letting loose.
I know. I was nothing hurt anymore. Uh um but I was just like, "Hey, what's your deal, man? Like sell me your product." And he was giving me the whole thing about the hydrogels and I don't remember how it worked. But I joked, I was like, "Conrad, you should just buy some and use them for the first time in the marathon tomorrow," which is like a huge kind of like running no-go. And he was just like, "Yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt you in any way." And I was just like, "That
Yeah,
was
he was
crazy."
so confident in his product. He's like, either it won't really help you all that much more than anything else, or it can't hurt you. Either way, you either benefit or you don't really get anything,
Yeah,
which means it's no downsides. That's how confident he was in his product.
it
And
was
I did.
insane.
I did that race. I didn't do the caffeine version. I did the non-caffeine version. I remember ripping it open. I don't know what mile it was. I think it was like mile 11. I like ripped it open. I took a first taste of the mornings and I was hooked. I was like, oh my goodness, this is a flavor. It's like not like the goo is coming in all these ridiculous flavors, right? The energy gels. But I mean, Morton has is very simple. It's just like this is just the Morton standard, gel, gel pack, and there's no specific flavor assigned to it. But you taste, and it's just like it tastes good. It's just a sweet. It's like it's like I mean I don't know raw. Imagine just like eating a sugar cane, like
It's honey
sugar
from the rock.
in its form. Right, exactly. So that's the thing. You want to talk about moderation, dude? I just wanted to eat these as a snack. You know, they're so good. Oh my goodness.
Just smacking on Morton's.
Yeah, smacking on Mortons because they can't hurt me, right? Sheesh.
Sheesh. I in a homily recently, someone dropped the line, uh, nothing hurts anymore. Or I was reading it or something, but shout out Kanye.
Dude,
If
shout out to Ye.
if we
So
can do that.
yeah, if we can.
Ghost Town.
What was I gonna say about the Milwaukee Marathon though? There's something about it. But Father Bobby's running.
Father's running 18 miles.
Father's running. I know 26.2. Hopefully he crushes it. Hopefully, other runners who are running for our team crush the Milwaukee Marathon.
I didn't know Milwaukee had a spring marathon.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say. Yeah, so they do. Apparently, I didn't know this until this year too either. So apparently Milwaukee, they actually start shutting down the race like during the run too. So like if you're too slow and you fall behind like the slowest pack, they actually just kick you off the course. Like they tell you you need to stop, you need to get off the course. You can go run
Dang.
elsewhere through the neighborhoods or whatever you want to do, but you can't continue on the course. So you're like literally fighting the lava that's running up behind you. It's like running away from the lava, you know?
That's hard, man.
Yeah. Unless you're in the B in that wave B, in which case that's the faster problems. So
Wave B. Dang, am I gonna start running?
or Corral B. Are you gonna start in Milwaukee?
I mean, I'm not gonna run it this year, but I mean, I've been looking for a spring marathon.
Is Madison not a sprint marathon?
No, Madison is
Like you
November.
need medal. But June 1st, there's a half marathon out in the Grand Tetons in I think it's in Wyoming, I think,
Yeah,
or Montana, I forget. Wyoming. Grand Tetons loop. So it's a high elevation half
yeah,
marathon.
yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's in June. So it's like up in the mountains. I'm assuming it's relatively chilly, but not like horrible. And it's beautiful.
Too bad
And
that's prime ordination
elevation.
season.
That's the problem. It's ordination season.
Ordination season.
Do you care about your brothers though? I mean, come on. That's true. As you advance
I
to
just
seminary,
punched my
it's kind of
microphone.
hilarious. What was that?
I just punched my microphone.
I didn't even hear it. I think I covered it up. Dude, yeah, May and June, it's like, bye-bye, seminarians. We'll never see you. Because
Yeah,
it's every weekend, it's like another party. You don't talk about moderation, dude. It's like every weekend is like, oh, got a mass of Thanksgiving.
I know.
You got a ordination, got this, got that. It's like constant, constant. When's
Constant
Rockford's?
party.
June 1st?
Ours is June 1st. Yeah.
What time?
I don't know.
Is priesthood ordination?
Yeah.
When's diaconate?
We do it in the same mass.
Priesthood and diaconate?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
weird.
Well, it's all I've ever known. So
It's fine. I think it's fine. Whatever. Could you
um
imagine doing
nice.
that and bishop ordinations in the same match too? That's all in one go.
That'd be awesome.
The fullness of all
Fullness.
thanks.
Oh, I was just gonna say. What is this chart you have
What is it, chart?
behind you?
Oh, dude, you don't want to know that. That's not. I mean, that's gonna be a that's something I'll talk about maybe in a one-on-one conversation. That's something I don't want to have to explain on live.
All right, exposed.
Exposed. Yeah, ignore
That's
that.
Mubby.
That chart gives me hope. I'll just say that much. That chart gives me. It fuels my runs.
All right.
Give me las ganas. That's what as the
The
Mexicanos say
wins.
here. It gives me the strength to fight, but I'll explain that to you another time.
All right. Well, very good. Um, so what business items do we have?
I don't
Not a
know.
lot. Your team motivator should have called you in March.
We're technically team
Um,
motivators. That's why we keep doing these podcast episodes, mainly so we keep our jobs.
yeah, I was like, we gotta record again soon. And then I was like, wait, none of my motivators have called me. And then I was like, wait, I am I am the
Should I
motivation.
call myself? Wait, I can call Conrad. I can motivate him to do a podcast. No, thank you for that motivation. I was like, we get busy, right? And then yeah, you just hit me up and I was like, we do have to record. Thank you for your intentionality. This gives me motivation to do the podcast.
Nice.
Put it in the schedule. Let's go.
Yeah. So here's the deal. This is from Sister Steph's almighty email.
Email.
Well, I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross recently, and he describes everything as almighty. I don't know if you've noticed this, but he's like, we need to use your almighty easel. You need to use your almighty, oh shoot, why can I not think of a palette knife? Like, So I was talking to one of our missionaries. They're like, now what does almighty mean? Like, does it mean the most mighty? Does it mean like 100% mighty? It's like, well, I think it means infinite in might.
It's
So,
omnipotence, dude.
like
Yeah.
in theory, there could be many things that are infinite in might. Now, would they be a palette knife? I don't think so.
I think the only almighty thing about Bob Ross, that afro, bro. That's the almighty.
Well, the
That
almighty afro.
I could get
Anyway,
lost in that thing. Anyway,
Sister Steph's almighty email. She
almighty
says
email.
these are motivator follow-up things. One, people are nervous about fundraising, and I know this. Don't like that's not it's something I always kind of get freaked out until like the first donations start rolling in. And then it's like, okay, people love me, like
Yeah.
they love the mission of Team OLA. People are always more generous than I expect.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's not something that you need to worry about. And we'll be talking about that more.
That's
It seems that like fundraising and training more easily go hand in hand. So once you're like, I am actively training, and for you 30-week people, like you can start fundraising, but like people love, you know, we start churning and burning down the marathon pipeline,
yeah.
people will be more than willing to give. And
Also,
then
I was gonna say with the fundraising, quick anecdote from my end. I I think going into marathon week, I was down. I was missing the goal by like $600, and I don't know why, but I was not worried. I was like, okay, we'll figure it out. Um, by Monday after the marathon, I had exceeded the goal by $400. So we'd raised like $1,000 in like a week, and I didn't have to do anything. People just realized that it was marathon weekend. There's a big buzz in Chicago, and the people I had formally reached out to that didn't donate all of a sudden remembered that I was running the marathon, and they began to donate. So it's okay. It'll be okay.
yeah, people want training groups also. People who especially live in Chicago want the team dynamics pre marathon weekend, which is awesome. That's part of why we're doing this. So sister post some stuff in the Facebook apparently.
Which we cannot see or access. Gotta make
which
a Team
which
OLA
we
TikTok.
could, we just choose not to.
I don't want to make a TikTok, a Facebook account.
Um, and then prayer requests. Keep praying for each other. Um, we're persevering through the suffering of that is running and experiencing freedom that comes from discipline and excellence. We've got an Instagram page, we've got a Facebook page. Keep jumping on those. Jump on your Hollow subscription if you haven't done that. They're doing all sorts of Easter stuff. And then Easter stuff is happening at the mission, giving away all sorts of Easter baskets, giving away all sorts of Easter hams, which is a thing,
Go ham.
to all the poor on the west side of Chicago. So shout out the mission, shout out Jesus rising from the dead. Shout out Hollow. There's some Fleet Feet stuff in there. Shout out Fleet Feet.
Shout out Katie.
Shout out Katie. Yeah, our sister's gonna be interviewing some people, posting little bios in the emails so you can meet the incredible athletes that are on this team. Once we start recording more frequently, we'll start having guests on here, so you guys can meet them and hear their lovely voices and get after it with them. So
Yeah. First guest.
much more to expect. Yeah, once fundraising starts, we will also start we'll start recording with more zeal
And frequency. Because
and
because
frequency.
those emails are going to come with more frequency and zeal.
They'll come with more.
And we're hopefully going to be at the Mundelein. And so we will have the state of the art recording studio.
State-of-the-art recording studio. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You'll hear our personal weekly training breakdowns and woes in the summer months.
I do really love this. I've been constantly thinking about this. So this is providential to read this. These training groups. I was like, Yes, there's like, CES training groups and stuff like that. It'd be cool to have like a Catholic Team OLA training group, Team OLA, or like a Catholic young adult running kind of thing where we just meet up once a week. We go for a long run or even speed workout, depending on where you live, and then
Mm-hmm.
go from there. That'd be awesome.
Would be
But
awesome.
I mean, being for Chicago, I can pull it off, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
always in the city on weekends, but on weekends, yeah. So for you, Bailey, you might have to find a due page or whatever, DeKalb,
Winnebago County.
Winnebago County.
Yeah, we just our Rockford contingent in the marathon just needs to grow.
Yeah, I mean, you and Sister Steph. I'm surprised there aren't more.
Yeah, we just need more Rockford runners.
I'm surprised. Gotta ask Mia. Get all her friends to hop on the train.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Mia, you should be the next sister marathoner.
Whoa. Or at least a team motivator. Done done. Peer pressure. Come on, run.
That'd be amazing if the sisters started a podcast for the running, it would be you would see the feminine genius at work.
And people would listen to that podcast. They'd stop listening to us, that's for sure.
It would be like abiding together, abiding
Abiding.
whatever it is.
Abiding together. That's trademarked. I think you can't steal that.
The Blessed is She podcast.
Dare to dwell.
Yeah, that's what it is. The West Coast Catholic podcast.
West Coast Catholic. Out from the Rosaries. They're really nice, really feminine. I'm sorry to say that. It's gonna get me canceled for sure too.
The outpouring of trust. That's a personal shout out. Monica Skripchak,
I
outpouring of trust. What?
I don't know that one, huh? Hey, so
She's she's
when are we gonna go to Applebee's and eat some sausage?
what?
This is
That's so random. Where did that come from?
no, what is that? What is that restaurant you're talking about? There you ate sausage. Or Bailey's toast.
Apple Villa?
Apple Villa. Okay, okay. I wasn't far off. Okay.
Oh my gosh. That was amazing. What an amazing reference.
Yes.
So for context, I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat or fish. And there's a great breakfast spot in Batavia, Illinois. And I was there. I lived in Batavia as a seminarian for a little bit. And I was at Apple Villa maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So, and then I didn't go for a while. And then I went with a friend from Chicago and we did the whole like, oh, are you ready to order? No, sorry. Oh, okay, I'll come back in 5 minutes. Are you ready to order now? No, I'm so sorry. So I just like point blank ordered something I thought I knew. I didn't know it. There was meat in it. And I ate the whole thing. I just had to. I couldn't send it back. It was what I ordered.
And you felt good.
Well, I felt normal.
Felt normal.
I didn't feel like great. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can run
Yeah.
through walls. I can vibrate through solid objects.
The Flash.
I can run through space and time.
But he did not have any gastrointestinal issues, which is good. So
Yeah.
Bailey can eat meat. I think he
Yeah,
can.
Bonaventure came through.
There it is. We prayed to Bonaventure, bonding boy. China is about to shut us down. Thanks, Zoom. I want to get one more thing. I love Sister Steph. I think may had a typo, or maybe it's intentional, but maybe we can run with this forever. She says people are nervous about fundraising. Please do not worry. Just love that. Peace be with you. Please do not worry. Can we just keep saying that forever now?
Hey, we're running with it.
Like, please
Pray,
do not
hope,
worry.
and do no worry.
Do not worry. All right. Team OLA, it's okay. It'll all be okay. Do not worry.
I want that on a Team OLA singlet
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Actually,
instead of Therese Lisieux. Wow, Sister Steph would hate that if we just started putting her quotes on shirts.
that's true.
Do no worry.
Please do not worry. But I think that'd be really motivating in a race to the person
Yeah,
behind you. It's just like
yeah.
freaking out. Like, I'm gonna die. My heart rate's at like 190. It's like, no, you no worry. That positive, dude.
Do not worry.